Welcome. I am back over here trying to make sure I get these things in. I forgot the Laker game was on. Just watching the draft, and I don't know why I have a 76ers hat on because my brother loves get me different hats. But I should have put a Hawks hat on because that's my team. I shouldn't be doing this on stream, but but yeah, no. Day day two was I guess was crazier than day one because as my thumbnail, the crazy picture on the thumbnail suggests, I cannot believe Shadur Sanders is not has not been drafted yet. I truly can't believe that. And like round one, okay, like I expected him to be drafted round one. He didn't. Okay, I get it. He fell to round two, but not to even get to round three. So basically, I'm not even right now. I'm not sure if he's even a round four pick. The way they're viewing him, I'm assuming he is, but I don't know. Yeah, because everything they're telling me, yeah, Shadur's not even worthy of this draft spot. So now I'm over here. Right now, I'm guessing. I'm truly guessing. I don't know. So yeah, it's a crapshoot. Okay, let me. What I want to do is I'm just going to go over some reactions. Today was day two. And of course, we're in the fantasy space, so let's keep it fantasy relevant. Actually, what I could do, just had to make sure the mic, y'all can hear me, that is to, I forgot, let's record myself, to actually get into it. Let's get into, let's look at PFF. And thing PFF, I don't know if they realize they're letting out the picks really early, but to be honest with you, who cares? Okay, so let's just go over what we had yesterday. So we had Cam Ward go one yesterday. We already knew that was happening. The Jags traded up to get Travis Hunter. That was unexpected, but we expected Travis Hunter to go too. We just didn't know he was going to the Jags. He plays with BTJ now, but at least he has Trevor Lawrence as his quarterback. So that's not necessarily the worst thing. PFF saying the pick is great. Yeah, it is what it is. Then we got some non-fantasy relevant players. Ashton Genty. I like this a lot, especially in the Pete Carroll offense. As long as Genty is healthy, yeah, I think, yeah, RB1 season, like easily, and could potentially. I don't know if he'll be the fantasy, like the overall RB1, because you still have Bijan, you still have Gibbs, Saquon. Let's throw Derrick Henry in there, even him. Kamara, if Kamara stayed healthy, he could be in consideration. And even if Christian McCaffrey is really healthy, which I seriously doubt, but if he's really healthy, then he could be in consideration too. But Genty is definitely amongst those running backs. He's going to be getting close to 20 touches a game, I think. So that'll be great for fantasy. Anybody with the 101, yeah, yeah. If you trade him away, make sure you get a major haul, and nothing like Marvin Harrison. Be like, hey, I traded number one last year for this year. Nah, we're not doing that. Yeah, it would say Marvin Harrison plus plus. Let's go plus the first. I don't know, but we have to go a lot better than that. All right, keep scrolling. Tet, he goes 8. So with all the speculation saying he was falling, didn't matter. Tet goes 8. Now they have 3 good wide receivers, in my opinion, with Coker, him, and Leggett. Leggett, I know he was hurt, but I think what hurts him is he was already older, so he already needed to show out. He didn't. And then so they bring in somebody else. And you still have Thielen on the team right now. So I'm not sure if they're going to let Thielen go or what they do with him. But Tet is probably going to be the number one receiver probably like 5 or 6 if I had to take a guess. Yeah, get him acclimated to the NFL. Get his feet wet. Then it's off to the races. Off to the races for him. And then he has the draft capital behind him as well. Shocker for me yesterday. Colston Loveland goes ahead of Tyler Warren. In the offense, I'm not totally sure, to be honest with you. And actually, I have to look. I don't think the Bears took a running back. So DeAndre Swift owners, you actually might be in the clear. I have to, yeah, because they took Luther Burden. Going too early, but they took Luther Burden in the second round. I can't remember who they took in the third round, if it was just some tackles or whatnot. But yeah, I think they're in the clear. Okay. And then Tyler Warren goes to the Colts. Now, I'm not, to me, he still get the targets. You still do have Pittman. You still have Downs. But I think, me personally, I think rushing quarterbacks, they need an outlet over the middle. A la Lamar Jackson, Cam Newton, any of those top rushing type quarterbacks. They need that type of guy. And I wouldn't put Josh Allen in the rushing style like Lamar and I guess he could be in Cam Newton's rushing style though, because he doesn't really throw to the tight end for real, but he does throw to like Shakir. But you need that intermediate threat, and I'm pretty sure that's what Warren's going to be. Downs, but he just has to get accurate. And if Daniel Jones comes in, that's just going to be an upgrade on the passing. No matter how you think of him as a quarterback, it's an automatic upgrade. Let's keep scrolling. Emeka, I'm not sure. It's going to be a lot of people I keep hearing say it's a JSN situation, Rome Odunze situation. It might be. And then, honestly, it could be a 2-year situation where you're waiting on Mike Evans, you're waiting on Chris Godwin to basically age out. So this might take a while, but they clearly value him because they took him 19. That's just what you have to remember there. Johnny Barron, Derek Brown, Amarian Hampton. Now, this is the one that I'm not that sure with, just because. Now, year 2, I think Amarian Hampton is going to be amazing year 2. Year 1, I'm not sure if he's going to be like 1B or because I don't think he'll be the 2. I don't think he will. But I think he'll be 1B, probably splitting carries and whatnot. And then it'll probably be more of a Bucky situation, except Bucky was really not in offense in the beginning and then gained a lot more role versatility, except I think Amarian Hampton will be involved in offense early, and then he'll eventually just take over, later towards the mid to end of the season. So I think that's what that situation is going to wind up being. It's just going to take a second. So, but he is a running back drafted in the first round. I forget what the percentages are, but from everything I remember, it's definitely the top percent. Now, me personally, I'm taking Tet because I like Tet. My analytics and my stats tell me Tet should be great. I don't care what nobody says, but I do like Amarian Hampton. I would not change my stance on him. Matthew Golden was taken by the Packers. I don't necessarily like this for him. Reason being, you have so many receivers in that, like cooking in that pot right there. You have Jaden Reed, Dontavian Wicks. You could add Bo Melton in there. Christian Watson's hurt, so I'm not truly worried about him. I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting a receiver. I guess I could look. I'm gonna just look on my phone. Give me a second. But yeah, that would be my only issue. That's my only issues there, because I think McCall Harmon now. Okay, I'm not worried about McCall Harmon if he's there. But the way I'm looking at it, oh, and he did take Savion Williams today. Jeez. Oh, Romeo Doubs. That's who I was forgetting. So it's so many different cooks in that kitchen. And basically, Matthew Golden is going to start off wide receiver 3 at best, I think, and could potentially slide down to wide receiver 4. But he should have a role, especially as a speed threat anyway. He's just going to have to really, really impress, I think, to become a dominant receiver. For me, analytically, there was nothing he really did to impress, so I'm not too high on him, to be honest with you. It could come back to bite me, but right now, I think I'm just gonna keep him where he's at. Let's keep rolling. Jackson Dart, Giants trade up, and as you see in the thumbnail, I thought this was going to be Shedeur. And now when it's Jackson, I'm like, it's not too bad, to be honest with you. PFF doesn't have Jackson graded that high, and that's why it says below average. But his analytics are all good, to be honest with you. Every single thing is good on him. So I'm not sure why PFF doesn't. I do know why PFF, because he is like a one read option. They said he goes on his first read. Actually, they might have it actually in this little clipping. Let me see when they do their analysis. Yeah, because they do analysis and all that type of stuff in here. Let's see. Read forces primary read too often. Average arm strength. I think his arm strength is fine. Yeah, I think his arm strength is fine. I wasn't worried about that. Ole Miss after Lincoln Riley brought in Caleb Williams. I would have transferred too because I wouldn't been playing. Yeah, I was happy the Falcons did this. A lot of people don't like the trade. We need defense, and Raheem Morris is showing me he's going to get defensive players. That's what we've been needing that for 10 years. So I'm happy about that. Let's keep scrolling. Any offensive other players? Not right here, but we start that second round. Jaden Higgins. Man, I think he might he might start getting to the end of. I don't know, because you have Nico Collins, and they took Jalen Noel in the third. So I'm like, I don't know if that just means Tank Dell is done. So I got to think. I really do need to think about that. And this Lakers game is actually pretty good. Mike Conley just hit a bank shot 3. But Jaden Higgins, not saying he was my sleeper, but I was heavily on him just because of his analytics, how good it was. Honestly, great the past 2 years were. And for the Texans to take him basically at the end of the first round, but let's just say the top of the second, to take him that high means they do have a lot of faith in him. Because did the Texans have a first round pick? I think they traded out of the first. Yes, I don't think they had a first round pick. So basically, Jaden Higgins was their first pick. Yeah, so, and the crazy thing is the comparisons were to Nico Collins. And for him to be playing with Nico Collins, it's like, do we want 2 Nico Collins on one side? But even so, I'll take it. I'll take it any day of the week. But I like Jaden Higgins a lot. I think, personally for me, what was he? Was he 3 or 4 for me? No, 3 because the guy, and I'll go over the guys that didn't get drafted later, but he wound up being my third receiver because I kept forgetting Travis Hunter. That's why I kept calling him my 2. But I think Jaden Higgins is going to be really good. I'm not sure what his peak is now, especially with Nico there, but I believe Jaden Higgins will be good. And the thing is, he can't play the slot because Jalen Noel's there. Honestly, it's like Iowa State with Nico Collins. That's what they did. And then they still picked up Christian Kirk. Well, I'm a little scared about that because in one league, I actually drafted Christian Kirk. He was in the 15th round, but I still drafted him. So we'll see how that goes. Then the running backs. And I have to look back, but it's not as many running backs as I thought were going to fall off or go off the board. I don't think anyway. Let me count because I was thinking in my head in the first. Let me see. The first 3 rounds, I was thinking 10 running backs were going to go off the board. So I'll count because Quinshawn is 3, and then Travion should be 4. But Quinshawn analytically is not as high. That's why PFF has him below average. But I think he's a good running back. He's been a good running back every year of his career. You're looking at, he was splitting time. I think this is going to make him shoot up boards, me personally, because what competition does he have? He has Jerome Ford. Other than that, Nick Chubb is not there. And even if he does come back, he's not the same player, not the same guy he used to be. So Quinshawn should get a majority of the carries here. Just being honest, he really should. And I think Quinshawn, that's somebody he's going to start going up boards. Now, Travion Henderson is what scares me. Now, it's saying he's a nice compliment to Ramondre, but I don't know. I don't know if they take him that high to be a compliment. They could, of course, because they did the same thing. But who's Kenneth Walker's backup? Of course, I can't remember right now. But they did the same thing with him, and he's still the backup to this day. So that obviously doesn't matter. But you have Travion Henderson. I think he could be a good player. I wasn't really sold on him like everybody else was, just because I don't think he would have been the top back last year when he came out. I think some people did say he would have been, but I'm not totally sure if he would have been, just being honest. But with his draft capital, obviously the Patriots going to use him. And look, he could pass block. Ramondre, the thing about Ramondre is the fumbling issues. If that continues, it's going to be Travion's backfield. Travion doesn't fumble. And that's the big difference. So if Ramondre starts fumbling out there, it is over for him. Luther Burden goes to Chicago. Now, in 3 wide receiver sets, I can see the offense. There is a dynamic offense out there. 2 wide receiver sets, who plays? I guess Luther's not playing. I'm assuming. Anyway. Let's see. This is strong catch. Most dangerous receiver. Yeah, after the catch, yes, I agree. But, yeah, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough for him to get on the field. Yeah, and I hope he's a good route runner. As I know some people have been doubting his route running, but hopefully he's actually a pretty good route runner, especially out of the slot. But they did pick up Colston Loveland. And Colston Loveland might be in the intermediate areas. This Chicago offense might be good for Caleb Williams, but it might not be the best wide receiver-wise right now. It's going to be tough. And that's the thing right now with Colston Loveland over Tyler Warren. Tyler Warren, he does have to fight 2 other targets in Downs and Pittman, but he could easily overtake Pittman. And Averich can't even get Downs the ball. So it might wind up being Warren, winds up being the better fantasy tight end. All right, let's go to 40 because this shocked me. When Tyler Shough went, I was like, oh, Shadir's not going. Shadir might not go this entire round. And so now I'm over here thinking, let's talk about Tyler Shough because he's turns 26 in September. They said he was in the same recruiting class as Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields. That's pretty funny. But obviously he has to have some skill. Obviously, I believe he has a strong arm, if I remember right. Let's see, NFL arm, NFL size, because I believe he's 6'5". Worked through multiple injuries, but obviously they like him. And Derek Carr, you don't know. Wow, I'm gonna stop here. LeBron has 35 points. Wasn't expecting to see that, but Tyler Shough is. I'm honestly. I'm not going to touch him, be honest with you. But I'm glad the Saints took him, But hopefully Derek Carr, that's what I was talking about. Derek Carr, that's the situation because in a 32-man league, I over here traded for Derek Carr. And then the news came out he was hurt. And I'm like, I traded 3 running backs. I traded Mason, Devin Singletary, and Kenneth Gainwell, which I think was a great trade for me. For me. But with Carr being hurt, I'm like, I just traded away a lot of running back depth. Now, Gainwell, wasn't worried about. Singletary, wasn't worried about. Jordan Mason is the one I'm worried about. But do I have other running backs in that league? Because I just have, who's Tennessee's? Pollard. I only have Pollard, really. I have Blake Corum, but Corum would need a Kyron injury. And I have Sincere McCormick, who has Ashton Jeanty. So Sincere is probably not playing because they still have Raheem Mostert. So that's probably not working. But Tyler Shough. Mason Taylor. Okay. So Mason Taylor went was like, okay, cool. He should be their top tight end. I can't remember who the other tight end. Who was it? Shuckert or something? He went to Ohio State, I think, with Justin Fields. I can't remember his name right now. But Mason Taylor should be the top tight end. I believe they said he was the only LSU receiver with 100 receptions and 1,000 yards as a tight end. So, should make him, I'm not sure if he'd be the number 2 behind him. Because what do you do with Malachi Corley? I don't think he's that guy, to be honest with you. So maybe Mason Taylor can be that guy. Everybody that does film and analytics seems to really like him. So we'll see. I over here got an eye on the game, to be honest with you, because it's getting good. It's getting good. It's over a 3-point game, 99-102. Will Johnson surprised me how he was falling, and the Cardinals. I know he fell because he was hurt, but that could be a very good pickup for the Cardinals, who needs all the help on defense that they can get. Elijah Arroyo. I thought there was there not another tight end that snuck in here? Oh, Terrence Ferguson. See, that's how you know I was watching the draft. That's clearly how you know I was watching the draft. Okay, so Terrence Ferguson goes. Super athletic, from what I remember. I think he was one of the top tight ends as far as athletes anyway. I wasn't too high. Again, I was only high on the 2 top tight ends, and my sleeper was Fannin, who got taken in the 3rd round. So, to Cleveland. So, he's still playing with Njoku, but who knows how long Njoku will be there now. Yeah, all my guys are going early. Yeah, we'll talk about it more. But Terrence Ferguson, when they look at people, I forget who's doing the study, but athleticism was supposed to pop more for tight ends, and Terrence Ferguson meets that metric. So the Rams are getting somebody good. I'm not sure how they're going to use them with all the talent they have on offense, but Sean McVay will make it work. Let's go back to Arroyo. He was with the Seahawks. That gives them, I think it's a Fant though, but it still gives them another tight end. I do like it. It's not too bad at all. And they say, okay, so wait, he doesn't profile as much an inline player, but can be dynamic as a big slot. Okay, that's cool, but we're going to need you to be in line a little bit. Yeah, I'm, again, 2 tight ends and a 3rd with Harold, just because of the amazing season he had. Ben Morrison, I think that was a very good pick, in my opinion. I'm not sure if he was hurt too, but yeah, when he fell. Trey Harris, man. When I saw this, I was like, oh, so QJ job is in jeopardy. This is what that showed. Because to me, you see this right here? This 95% 95 receiving grade against man coverage. Man, you have Ladd on in the slot, Trey on the outside. And if Trey is anything like how he was in college, and Luka just hit a tough shot. If Trey is anything like how he was in college, man, the offense gonna be a problem. And they just picked up Amarian Hampton too. And you have Najee. I'm not too high on Najee. I think he is. He had one good year, but that was because Big Ben was peppering him with passes. But he's never been efficient, to be honest with you, in my opinion. Somehow, I guess he's been getting over 1,000 yards past 4 seasons. But we'll see. We'll see with the Chargers. I doubt. No, well, I'm sorry. I think that streak's going to end because Amarian Hampton's going to take over. I guess if you have a hot take, that would be that streak ends. And probably not even a hot take, to be honest with you. It's probably like a lukewarm take. But a take I do have. Quentin Johnson owners. Yeah, y'all gonna have to give that up. Probably try to trade him for a 3rd if you can get one. Because I think this is over. I like Trey Harris a lot. Let's keep it rolling. Jack Besh goes in the 2nd round to the Raiders. It's not that much competition, to be honest with you. Like, you have Brock, you have Jacoby, and then who am I fighting against? Trey Tucker? Trey Tucker's the outside guy. Jack Besh not doing all that. Jack Besh could be. Yeah, and he's tough. I would say, I like it. I just like his game. Now, of course, of course, when you talk about fantasy, he didn't break out till older and all that stuff. But he was hurt. And I think he had one injury that lingered on basically 2 seasons. So he really was only healthy for the 2 full seasons. So, and then he broke out this year. So I like him. I like that guy. Mike Green, of course the Ravens get him. I can't believe he fell this far. I really couldn't when he kept falling. RJ Harvey, who I thought was going to be a sleeper, was not a sleeper. Man, he is going definitely. I thought I was going to sneak and get him in thirds. That's not happening anymore. Yeah, him getting in the 3rd round, that is over. He is clearly in the 2nd round now. And in some drafts, he might slide up in that first because Sean Payton, this is 60, so that's still 2nd round. 2nd round capital, RJ Harvey. Run it up. Might as well. Hey, look, he might as well go in the 1st round of some drafts. Yeah. Only thing, I remember my model kept showing me that RJ Harvey is one of the better backs in this class. The only thing that prevented him from being what people deem as elite is that he's 24. That is it. But other than that, everything RJ Harvey does is elite. Yeah, from, the breakout rushing percentage, the yards, the catches, everything the missed tackles. He does everything. Missed tackles per attempt. Everything you look at on a stat sheet, RJ Harvey was actually good at. I think that's what people mess up. You look at too much age on the running backs. Yeah, wide receivers might be different, even though I have one wide receiver, and I made a video about it, that I truly like, and he hasn't got drafted. I don't think he will get drafted, but I'm going to pick him up. He's going to be my Jalen Coker. But RJ Harvey, I absolutely love the pick. I truly do. Let's keep rolling on. We are in round 3 now. Okay, so Harold Fanning goes. Like I said, he was my sleeper. Not really a sleeper, but he goes in the 3rd round early. He'll be behind Njoku, which is cool, but for how long? Maybe a season? And then they'll probably get off of Njoku. They'll get off of Njoku because Njoku's probably going to get hurt 1 or 2 times in a season. It just happens to him. But if Harold Fanning plays well, similar to like Isaiah Likely, I think, like how we have in the Mark Andrews discussions, I think it'll be similar for Harold Fanning. I think very similar. Kyle Williams. Steve Smith was very high on him. He said he reminded him of himself. So you have another outside guy. I think this is the only wide receiver the Patriots actually took. Yeah, this is the only wide receiver I remember them taking. So you get a guy that could play on the outside and one on the outside. And for people looking at breakout age, he broke out at 19. So that's a good sign. He just stayed in college all 4 years. And if it's a 5th year, it's a 5th year. But yeah, he broke out early, played well, and played really well this year. So, that's the thing. The yards after catch. Yeah, I forgot. Was that tops in the class? Yeah, it was number 1, ranked 1 amongst wide receivers. So I think I'm over here looking at his possession where the Timberwolves overpassed. But Kyle Williams is just really, really good. You guys have to catch that's actually better than Luther Burden though. And the thing I have hesitation on Luther Burden is Luther Burden primarily plays out the slot. Kyle Williams plays out wide, and if he's still getting 8.5 yards after the catch per reception, it's actually something to look into, especially as Drake May's number 1 receiver. Isaac Tesla, I think I read he broke out early, but I'm not sure where he's going to play, to be honest with you. They say he didn't drop a pass. That's cool. Analytically, he wasn't that great. Big guy. I think he's 6'4". Oh, it says it here. 6'4", 217. So, yeah, I'm not sure. To be honest with you. I'm not sure what to think of this at all. I wasn't necessarily too high on him to start off with. Pat Bryant. Not necessarily saying he was going to be a sleeper that I attacked, but he's a guy I've looked at for a while. Now, did I think he was getting drafted third round? Not in the slightest. I thought fifth round. Fifth round was the highest I think I thought he would go. But yeah, they. So the Broncos. Let's see, because Pat is what 6'3". Yeah, 6'3", 200. I don't know. Because you have Devon Vele, you have Cortland Sutton, you have Mims. I don't know. Honestly, because I don't see him overtaking Cortland Sutton. It'll have to be Vele or Mims. Somebody's going to have to win on the other side. But I did like him. He can win on outside, which is always a plus. And, yeah, I think he was really good this year. Now, he is a senior. Analytically, the other years is kind of what kept him down, to be honest with you. So, yeah, that's why he was going to be my sleeper, not not a third round pick. Let's keep rolling. Jalen Noel, man, to see him go to the Texans, I was actually I was happy because I was like, it's the Iowa State boys versus Nico Collins. And then you have CJ Stroud. So they actually get a good quarterback. Yeah. And so, but the thing is, that might signal the end of Tank Dell. Just being honest, it might signal the end of Tank Dell. Because you don't know how he's going to come back. It sucks to even say that. Yeah, because Tank Dell was a very good player when healthy. But Jalen Noel, he has some size on him. I think he's like 5'10". He might be let me see, is he 200? Yeah, if he's not, he's close to 5'11", 200. So, yeah, I think, 2.6 yards per run. He's just a good player, man. He really is. And I think him and Higgins having that familiarity with each other and then integrating that with, I guess they'll have to integrate their play with Nico Collins. And then Christian Kirk. So Jalen Noel Christian Kirk's there for a year. And then Jalen Noel will definitely have that role. Jaden Higgins is starting from day one. I'm just going to tell y'all that right now. He's on the opposite side of Nico Collins. Nico Collins is going to get a majority of the looks. But the problem is when Nico Collins get hurt, you're going to have Jaden Higgins on the other side. So it's going to be pretty tough to guard all three of these guys too. That's going to be a tall task, especially when they get all integrated. So here, I was talking to one of my friends because he's a Steelers fan, a diehard Steelers fan, and he was like, "Hey, Sanders might go here," and he was just right there, prime for the taking. And they took Caleb Johnson, which I think is a good pick, to be honest with you. He competes with Jaylen Warren. He honestly is the Najee. Jaylen Warren stays in his role. Now, I think personally, the roles will be flipped. Warren will become the number one back, and Caleb Johnson will become the two as far as snap percentages, initially anyway. And then eventually, Warren is, because I think Warren's already older. He's either 26, 27. And eventually, Caleb Johnson is just going to come in here because Caleb's still young. He's 21. I don't even think he's 22 yet. Going to come in and take over the role. Because even though he ran a 4.58, for whatever reason, his breakaway percentage is very high and his missed tackles force is pretty good. So he actually, and I forgot about he lacks receiving production, but that's not going to be his role anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, he's in there to be the Najee Harris, where even though Najee Harris could catch, they stopped using him like that for real. Let's keep rolling. Savion, that threw me off. I guess Green Bay wanted another bigger receiver. That's good. But I guess Savion's the guy that's supposed to be able to do a little bit of everything. Which, to be honest with you, I'm like, okay, he can do a little everything. But if he can't do nothing good, that's the problem. Not too high on him. But we'll see. And then this is kind of contested catch rate, the highest in the class. That's cool, but that's on 9 catches. Yes, some people have 30 catches out here. So now this number was on 30 catches. Yeah, but to be honest with you, he wouldn't be in the third round if that number was on 30 catches. Let's see. Are there any more? Oh, yeah. I forgot. Yeah, we got a couple more. Jalen Milroe goes to the Seahawks, which isn't bad. Which isn't bad. He can learn and get better, get the footwork better, and they can see what they have in Sam Darnold. Because I think the pick might be not the pick. The contract might be really 2 years. So it'll give him an option. And honestly, it could be a similar situation to Jalen Hurts and Carson Wentz. A very similar situation. How Carson Wentz went in there, he kept getting hurt, and whatnot, and they took Jalen Hurts the second round. Now Jalen Milroe is in the third round, so that's a big difference, especially to our stat nerds, because no quarterback in a long time, I believe, has made it from the third round. So we'll see. But if you were to take a running back, running back, a rushing quarterback in fantasy, this is the one to look at. Let me see if I do this. Oh, it goes the right way. Nice. Okay, next, Dillon Gabriel threw me for a loop. So I'm like, oh, they getting a quarterback? Dillon Gabriel, really? Okay. So Shedeur must have botched every single last interview, because this is absolutely insane. Dillon Gabriel honestly wasn't even on my board. I thought they said, now, of course, analytically, looks amazing. And I guess he's competing with Kenny Pickett and Flacco, and I have a couple Kenny Pickett shares for whatever reason, and I'm just hoping he starts, because I have no intention of keeping him. I am going to let him start, and I'm not going to do anything until people start putting him in trades. Ship him off. But have good old Dillon Gabriel. Yeah, at 5'11", 205, that's cool. I guess he's like Kyler Murray in a sense. Kyler Murray's a little shorter, but he doesn't have the speed of Kyler Murray. And now he's the all-time leader in touchdowns, all-time, I think second all-time in yards in college football. But that doesn't mean anything for the NFL, as we know. Let's keep rolling. Do we have any other offensive players here? Ty Felton. Do you like this pick from Minnesota? It's a cool pick. How is he going to get on the field? That's the problem. Justin Addison Hawk. Okay. Then you have the other guy whose name I cannot remember for the life of me. But he came in when Addison was hurt, and he was good for fantasy for like 2 or 3 weeks. Titans on the clock. Jags got a couple picks in there. So New York has a pick. I'm trying to think. Who doesn't? The Browns took a quarterback. Is there anybody other than the Steelers who would be looking at a quarterback? Man. Seriously. Yeah, he might end up on the Titans. Just as a backup. I don't think they would do that, because it'll be too much. But okay, let's see who PFF has the best rated players. LK Manor, not high on him. Shedeur, I was higher on him than every other quarterback than Cam Ward. Since I don't know. Cam, I like Cam a lot. Did I think he was going day 2? I hoped he went day 2. Oh, I forgot I was supposed to count the running backs. Jeez, I forgot. How many running backs was that? It's probably like 7. Don't worry about it right now. Dylan Sampson. Jalen Rose, I thought he was going in 3rd. I really did. I thought he was going to go to 3rd. I got to see where he goes. If he goes in the 4th round, I got to see the opportunity, because I'm pretty high on him. He was my fourth wide receiver. Restrepo, I knew he was going to fall. Damian Martinez, people kept putting him in the 3rd, so I started believing him, but I should have known better. And let's keep going. DJ Giddens, he actually ranked high in my latest model, to be honest with you. So I'm interested to see where he goes. But, I guess I can technically look. Let me see. Let me look at all the running backs. So we have 1, 2 gone. And it looks like every other position. Wait, 1, 2, 5, 6, 7, 8. How many fingers I got? 6. I have 6 fingers up. Yeah, it looks like every other running back's there. So we have 6 running backs taken. When we thought 10 were going to be taken these first 2 rounds. Last year, how many running backs were taken? And no running backs were taken in the first round at all. We had 1. I think we had 5. No, 4. 4. Yeah, we have 4 taken. So, even though this running back class is really great, or seemed to be really great, NFL did not see it the same way like we did. Yeah, they were like, oh, y'all are juicing up these running backs too much. We don't like them like that. Yeah, but I still like Cam, though. I like Cam a lot. Okay, let's get back on off best available. Actually, it might be better looking at it that way. Yep, we have Shedeur. I'm not interested in anybody else there. I'm not going to lie. Isaiah Bond might honestly fall out the draft, just with everything going on with him. Tez might be too small. Torrey Horton, I liked him. We'll see how that happens. Jalen Royals, I was hoping he got earlier. Andrew Armstrong, that's the guy I was saying is going to be my Jalen Coker. I'm going to scoop him up right at the end of drafts. Badger, I do like Badger a lot. And the thing about Colorado, I don't know if who they're punishing. Are they punishing Dion or Shedeur? Or because we'll be able to see if none of the Colorado receivers get drafted. If none of them get drafted, then I think that is a Dion thing. Now, if they get drafted, let's just say they get drafted ahead of Shedeur, yeah, they just don't like Shedeur. Yeah, that's all I got to say about that. They just do not like that man. Oh, I do like Ricky White stats. I don't know if he's get drafted though. Any tight ends out here I like? Nope, all the tight ends I like are gone. So not even worried about it. And I already did running back. So that is going to be the end of this live stream. And thank you for watching.